Have you ever felt like you understood almost everything in a conversation, but when it came to you speaking, you were lost for words, couldn't necessarily find the vocabulary needed in that moment? Now, I understand how frustrating that can be. In those situations, it can be slightly painful to go through that. So in today's video, I'll be breaking down how to go about improving your English speaking. My name's Carl. I'm an English language coach. I help non-native English speakers improve their English, not just for their professional, but also their personal lives as well. One of the main issues people tend to have is a fear of making mistakes. This typically leads to hesitation, not knowing what you're going to say next, or difficulty in finding the right vocabulary to explain exactly what you mean. Now, I know this is really frustrating when this happens, as it's almost like there's a barrier that's in your mind and it's blocking any vocabulary coming from the brain to the tip of the tongue and out of your mouth. It can be so frustrating as you feel like you're restricted on what you can say. Now, one of the ways to combat this is to look at what you focus on in your English learning. Typically, the main focuses can be on the reading and on the writing side. However, statistics typically show that reading and writing only adds up to 25% of communication in most companies, and the other 75% is by speaking. Now, I myself have had a similar experience in regards to not being able to fully express myself in a language. I'm born and raised in the UK and recently moved to Germany. Now, I'm at a point where I have a good understanding of the language, if that's in most basic day-to-day conversations. I have a good understanding of the language, but when it comes to speaking, I often have this hesitation which can sometimes hold me back, and that hesitation is what makes me second guess myself and essentially overthink what I'm saying in a situation. Now, why am I saying that? What I then realized was it was about what I was focusing on in my learning. Typically, the main focuses in my learning was reading and writing. These focuses meant that I was great at comprehending what was written in front of me. I was great at writing it out into a sentence. But when it came to speaking, this was something that was still a little bit foreign to me. So a key point here is to make speaking a key focus for yourself. Make it part of your day-to-day and make it something that you are having to think less and less about when you're doing it. I know it can be challenging, but think about it this way. When you avoid to speak out loud, this is similar to you singing along to your favorite song and being convinced at the same time that you and the artist sound exactly the same. And then what happens? Your phone rings, the music pauses, and then you really hear the sound of your voice. Now, that can be more shocking for some than others, but at the end of the day, it is important to be able to hear yourself speak, train even your ear to the sound of your voice, and so that you can improve your pronunciation and at the same time increase your range of vocabulary. To double down on that point, there was a study, which I'll link the website below. It was carried out with 15 students who were taking part in an experiment. Each of them were tested pre-test phase, during the test phase, and also after the test phase. What they found that every student across the board improved when their focus was on task-based learning. This meant that what they were focusing on was key to what they needed to know. So if yourself, like others, are interviewing at the moment for English speaking roles, then there's a great opportunity for yourself where we are helping people like yourselves with an intensive for interview preparation to essentially build that confidence, get you to that next level before your interview so that you step into that room on fire and ready to go. And if you wanted some more practical tips today in regards to improving your English speaking, then definitely check out one of our recent videos on 20 business English phrases. These are phrases which you can bring into your next week, into your next meeting. And if you don't feel comfortable using them, then at least you know exactly what someone means when they use them. Definitely check that out. That will be linked at the end of the video. Thank you for watching as always. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what steps you are making to improve your English speaking. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, start upgrading your English today. Take care and keep moving forward.